I discover that my wife has been having a year-long affair with a colleague. She is now begging me for forgiveness, but I don't know. I can't see my marriage lasting long. My wife is 26 and I am 27. We are married for 3 years, and she has been having an affair for a year with a colleague of hers. I know him personally. I found out through her Gmail account on her laptop, which was left logged in. I had zero intention of checking her email. I just saw it there, and the text caught my eye. After this, I checked her phone and confirmed everything. I'm not going to lie, this kind of blindsided me. We have, or I guess had, a good relationship. We were regularly intimate, never really got angry at each other. We met in college and dated for almost 2 years before getting married. We were thinking of having kids in a year or two now that I have a good paying job and have been progressing in my career. I actually wasn't suspicious at all. She's intelligent and clearly did well to cover her tracks. She never came home late at night, or acted distant or cold with me, or not been intimate with me. Not once did she tell me she was feeling unsatisfied or unhappy in our relationship. I had no idea anything was wrong at all, or I would have tried to fix it. Through her texts and emails, I saw that they usually got together during their lunch breaks, or they leave work early and go to a hotel or motel. The other guy isn't married, but he does have a long-term girlfriend. Haven't told her yet, haven't spoken to the other guy either. I took the day off work yesterday, left a note on the table for my wife, and I left for my friend's place. I told him everything. Sure enough, when she got home, she called and texted several times. I didn't answer at first, but I did eventually, and she immediately started crying hysterically and pleading me for forgiveness, saying it was a stupid mistake and she will do anything to reconcile. We talked for a while, but I didn't really say anything of substance, and I haven't yet decided what I'm going to do. I'm not going to lie, I love her, but I can't stand betrayal of any kind, and this is up there. The thing is, when I was 18, I fell into a very dark depression, and it was the hardest thing in the world to pull myself out of. Took me 3 years. The only thing that helped was exercise and boxing. And now I feel myself slipping back in that hole. And as much as I love her, I also feel an intense hatred for her and the other guy. I'm debating confronting the other guy and badly hurting him, but my friend has insisted that I don't. I know my emotions are controlling me right now, which is why I wanted to be away from my wife and our apartment for a while so I can allow logic to at least get a foothold in my brain. I know if I see her crying, I'll start to feel sympathy for her, which I don't want to. Right now, my logical part says to divorce her, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I have thought about if I'll ever trust her again, and I think the answer is no. My wife was always intelligent and mature, which is why no matter how hard I try, I can't understand this. She repeatedly told me over the phone that it meant nothing, and she regrets it more than anything. But then, why do it? I asked her why, and she just kept saying she doesn't know, and it was a lapse in judgment, etc. A year-long lapse in judgment? I'm questioning everything now, wondering if I've wasted years for nothing. Wondering if I'll ever trust another woman again. At the moment, I can't see myself ever being in a relationship again. I'm not naive enough to think people are infallible, but what's the point of committing yourself to someone if you're just going to find someone else? Anyway, that's it. I had to let all this out somewhere, even online. Not sure yet what my next step is, but at the moment, I can't see the marriage lasting. Her mother, whom I really like, has called me twice, but I haven't answered. I haven't told anyone about it except my close friend that I'm staying with. I do have screenshots of the emails and text between them as proof in case I need it. Best comments. OP answer to a few comments. You are young. Please don't let it spoil you and make you bitter. You should walk. This wasn't a lapse in judgment. It was a long-term affair. You are lucky she didn't get pregnant and pin it on you. Walk away. I'll never fully understand why they try so hard to keep us, but I've definitely decided it's selfish and more about them and the comforts they're used to rather than us. Please know not all women are like this. And don't waste your time beating up the guy. He was just using her, and this has helped you see who she is. I'm sorry this happened to you. I of course know all women are not like this, but I know I have a huge mental block to get over now with regards to trusting someone in a relationship sense again. I went with my friend to our boxing gym to clear my head, and while it helped, every punch I threw I imagined the other guy. I don't necessarily want to beat him up, but I do believe I'll punch him at least once or twice and knock him on his ass. I feel he deserves it. Thanks for your time. Also agree with what below poster said. Don't go punch out the guy and risk landing yourself in jail. I totally get you want to. I wanted to do it to the guy my wife slept with even though he literally did nothing wrong. My wife lied to him and said we were open and he broke it off when he found out. I still spent months imagining showing up at his house and pummeling him. But there's not good to come of it. I decided not to get physical with him. Thanks for the advice from you and all the others. You don't have kids and don't have a house yet. Honestly, you have the opportunity to make a pretty clean break. There are plenty of women out there who won't cheat on you. If you stay, you're subjecting yourself to the constant memory of her infidelity. The image of this guy you know pounding your wife. That's not going away. Good luck. That was hard to read, but true. I can't even imagine myself holding hands with her, let alone being intimate with her without thinking of their affair. Thank you. Get an STD screening. Start researching your legal options, as in a divorce attorney. Secure your financial assets. They are apparently co-workers. Give him a call. Express to him that you know everything and that it's in his best interest that he cuts all contact with your wife. I didn't even think about STD testing. F me. Can't believe it's come down to this. Thanks for the advice, though. I plan to contact him and meet him to talk. I won't be contacting HR at their office, though, as the other user suggested. I hate drama and don't want to get involved in all that. Update number 1. Thanks for all your comments and time, everyone. I really do appreciate it a lot. Few things that have come up repeatedly. I have decided not to fight the other guy. It was just my emotions getting the best of me at the time. And I will be getting an STD test and telling her to do the same. No compromise there. At the moment, I am leaning towards separating because I can't see how I will ever look at her the same way again. I still need some time to think, and will have to have a long talk with her. Her mother has since messaged me asking to please call her. She is a very good person and was very motherly throughout my time knowing her, so I will be calling her to talk to her soon before I talk to my wife. Really, thanks to all of you. Update number 2. So yesterday I went for a long walk and called back my mother-in-law. I didn't go into details, but I did mention that her daughter was seeing someone else behind my back for an extended period of time. She was understandably very upset and thankfully didn't try to force my hand into staying with my wife. We talked for a while and she asked me to give my wife a call, but I said I'll only do so when I'm ready to talk. I was walking over a bridge on my way back to my friend's place, and I'm not going to lie, for a split second I thought of jumping off. Told myself it would make things a lot easier. I let go of that thought immediately and kind of laughed. It's crazy what our minds can come up with. Anyway, I think either tonight or tomorrow night I will sit down with my wife and talk. I'm afraid my mind is 99% made up that I'll be asking for divorce, as I haven't been able to see any outcome where I won't be resentful towards her if we stay together. I will let her tell me everything she feels she has to say, and then we'll tell her my decision. Update number 3, 4 days after the first post. My wife and I talked. I actually didn't ask a lot of the questions that users in the original thread wanted me to ask, because I realize I don't actually want to know the answer, such as did they use condoms, in reference to us trying for a child in a year or two? Anyway, the only real question I asked her is, why? I asked her this before through text, and told her to take a couple of days to think about it. Well, we took a walk together and talked for quite some time. Her reasoning was essentially that the other guy came on to her repeatedly, and eventually she kind of fell for him. She can't really explain her feelings besides saying it was an immature, stupid decision. She said she felt like shit after the first time, but after a few weeks they started seeing each other again. That she has completely cut off contact with the other guy. The whole time she talked, she was visibly upset, and I can't believe I'm saying this about my wife, but I felt nothing but anger towards her, although I didn't raise my voice or appear angry or anything. I just wanted to have it all out. After she addressed the reasoning, I asked her what she thinks we should do. She said she barely slept the last few days and had been scouring the internet for books and advice related to her actions and how she can atone. I told her that I don't think I'll ever look at her the same way again, and I don't want us to become a couple that are basically roommates. I also said that I don't think I can ever trust her again, which led her to ramble on reconciliation techniques for me to trust her again. Some of them were mentioned in my first post, like tracking her through GPS, having access to her email, phone, etc. I quickly shut that down, saying that's an insane way for both of us to live, and neither of us would want that. I signed up to be her husband, not her prison guard. After this, we kind of walked in silence for a while. I then said I think we should just rip the Band-Aid off and get divorced, and we can both go our separate ways. She didn't say anything, but she started, semi-silently, crying again. I walked her to our apartment and said goodbye. She asked me if I'll ever reconsider, and I reiterated that even if I eventually forgive her for the affair, I will personally never trust her in a husband and wife kind of way ever again. I kind of regret saying this, but I said I'll never trust a woman again. I said that I would start on the divorce proceedings, and we can go from there. So, I guess that's the end of it. I haven't seen or spoken to the other guy, although I half-heartedly hope I run into him, and he hits me first for whatever reason. The next time I talk to my wife, I'll tell her that she should contact the other guy's girlfriend and let her know. I have no way to contact her. I don't have any social media accounts or her number. So, it looks like at the age of 27, I'm going to be a divorcee. What a nice line to add on my resume. F me. Anyway, thanks for all the advice and whatnot you guys and girls shared. It did help me somewhat see things more clearly, but more importantly, letting it all out let me release some of the emotions and think more long-term. I don't really feel much of anything right now, but I guess this will hit me like a truck once I officially become divorced. Take care.